All right, so we are down to our last item in our list, which is delete a record. Let's check that off and switch to Visual Studio. Let's start with creating our method, static void delete record. And let's call our method up here. Okay. Again, we're going to need to use these two lines. Since I already have it, I'm just going to copy and paste. So we are creating the instance and loading the file instance variable here, the doc, and we're loading the file, our XML file, into our variable. Let's want to do slightly different. I'm going to print out each step so we can see the differences. So I'm going to say console.writeLine. I'm going to use string interpolation, and I'm going to say document or file loaded. File loaded. Good at line break and called document inner XML. All right, let's run this and see what we have. So the file loaded and we got the file printed out on our screen. That's good. Next thing I want to do differently, I want to use, instead of XML node, I want to use var keyword. Basically the same, it's just implicit. So target, actually no, first I want to grab the root element. I want to get the root element, and the root element contains everything inside it. Root equals document dot select single node. So at this point we don't know what root is, right? We used var, but before we make any assignment we don't know what it is, or Visual Studio doesn't know. So once we say select single node, document dot select single node, and open close our braces, it says XML node. Now it knows what it is after the assignment. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's pass in our root element, which is movies. So now we have our movies root element and then everything inside stored in our root variable. Let's print that out. Let's say root node, and let's get a line break again and pass in our inside curly braces. Let's type in root inner XML, and let's run this. Okay, so we have one movie, two movies, and three movies. So 3 child nodes. So everything between these movies tag. All right, that's our root. It contains all the child nodes. It doesn't document contains the root element as well, but the root contains all the child nodes. Okay, next we want to select our target. Let's decide which one we want to delete. Oops, I'm still running. Okay, didn't realize this was still running. All right, let's close that out. Let's say we want to delete the last one, Lord of the Rings. Let's select that. So I'm going to say var target node equals, I can select with document or I can select with root. Let's see the difference. Let's first try to select with document, single node. I could say when I do with the document, I have to use the full expat, which is movies/movie. Okay. Now, right now we are selecting single node. Let's see what it does. Okay, let's print that out. Let's type target node and pass in target node dot inner XML. Okay, let's run this. All right, so we got this guy here, Goodfellas. The reason we got Goodfellas, it's because we are selecting the single node and we didn't specify which one we're getting. So we have 3 child nodes. So by default, it's going to select the first one, first child node, which is the Goodfellow. All right. In order to get what we want, we have to filter it with a criteria. So we could filter it by the name, by the title, or we could filter it by the ID. So, okay, that's, first of all, let's, instead of documents, let's select a single node by the root. When we select by the root element, we don't need the type in the full, we just have to type the name of the child nodes. Okay, let's run this again. Basically, same result, but we are selecting off of the root element, not off of document element. So that's the difference between the root and the document elements. In case of document, we have to provide the full expat, including root, versus with the, so if we go off of the root, then just provide the child nodes. So okay, now we have selected the first one, but we want the third one. So we need to filter it. To filter it, we need our, again, single square brackets, just like we did down below here when we selected the based off the ID. We can do the same thing. I think we've seen how to do it with the title, right? So if we want to select by title, we could go say title equals, when if it's text, meaning letters, not numbers. In that case, we have to use single quotes and type in Lord of the Rings. Again, since it's a long string, we can, the chance of making a mistake, it's quite likely. So if I mistype something with extra space, it probably won't work. Let's try this. And we got an exception. Just because of a typo. If I remove that space, now we can see it's selected. All right. So to minimize the error, let's go with the ID. So at, since it's an attribute, we use at symbol, ID equals 3. So now we should get the same result, but with shorter code and less chance of making a mistake. So all right, We have the target node selected now. Now we need to tell the parent. Again, when you add or remove a child, we have to tell the parent to do it. So I'm going to say root, which is the parent of the child node. This guy here. Remove child node, remove child, and pass in our target node. Okay. Let's print after the deletion. So I'm going to say doc. Oops. Yep. Doc dot. No, actually, let's do child deleted. Let's give it a line break and pass in our document.inner.xml. Okay. Alright, so we have the ID 1 with Goodfellas, we have ID 2 Shawshank Redemption, and it's gone. The Lord of the Rings is gone. So this guy here is gone. Alright. So again, this is all happening in the memory. As you can see, nothing changed here. Now let's call document.save and save it to the file. Okay, now if we run this, you'll see it's going to delete the, and it did. It deleted from file and we are good to go. Alright, so that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.